who were willing to take the jump the first time Slax comes around.
And they do ban the TB, as you said.
Queen. Panic Storm lockdown against this with the setup of the Naga Siren against the PL on top of that. I kind of feel like Liquid and that last pick was put into a corner.
It was very limited, wasn't it? There wasn't a huge amount left out there. So go for comfort, I guess. All right, where are we going with predictions?
I'm going VP. I really like their lineup. I've liked it from the first 3 pickups. Only thing I really like about Liquid is the fact they've got Matumba Man Venomancer, so yeah. VP.
That's never a good thing.
There's guaranteed to be some damage in this game.
Yeah, I mean,
Shannon, where you go?
As much as I like PL nowadays, because he does scale a lot better, especially since he's got that level 25 talent, although Miracle did not pick that up in the last time he played it, I do think VP's lineup is way better right now.
Okay, let me just double check this. You both went for Liquid game 1, right?
Yes, so it's going to game 3.
Listen, we're just setting up the whole 1-1 situation.
Gotcha,
game 3, let's go.
I'm totally on board with that. I'm sure everyone here is on board with that, unless they're a Virtus.pro fan, which I know there are a lot of you here for as well. Now, can Virtus.pro make it to the grand final in double quick time, or can Liquid peg them back to 1-1? Let's rejoin our commentary team of Toby1 and Purge.
I sit here as a biased commentator, hoping that once again the panel is incorrect. I want a game 3, Kevin. And right now, looking at the draft, it doesn't look that strong to see a game 3. Both the panelists, they went for Virtus.pro, and we're having concerns about the laning phase.
Yeah, I can definitely see where everybody's coming from there. But oftentimes what Liquid does is things that confuse me that ultimately work out really well in the end. Just because the overall synergy between VP's drafts don't necessarily look good. Liquid is always looking for a way to provide a solution against that. And maybe strong lanes is one way. Because VP has picked some heroes that are slightly weird in this draft. The Queen of Pain has been occasionally used, but isn't seen as the best core right now. And while Luna's had a lot of success in the last 2 days on stage, she was barely touched in the group stage. So maybe there's some solution against this that that Liquid is looking at. Like, for example, lots of PL illusions is going to eat up things like glaives in team fights. Yeah. VP has a lot of stun and things like that, but maybe if the PL gets to a good position, or maybe if Liquid starts a good fight with Ice Blast and Ravage, it'll just be one of those annoying heroes dead anyways, and they can play through it. So yeah. Lanes are obviously a huge impact. In the previous game, Liquid had a tough time in their lanes. Maybe they can turn it around for game 2.
I'm interested to see if they are capable of doing that, because really when you look at these lanings, like, we're not even going to know exactly what the lane's going to be yet. Both teams are 5-man smoked up, and they're putting aggressive vision into the opposition's jungle. So far we haven't seen GH drop his ward just yet. VP only committed a sentry ward onto that bottom lane. I'm not even certain that actually blocked the camp. It's like right on the edge with the animation.
It'll be in for sure. I mean, they can tell right away. I think it shows a colored animation when you drop it.
It's meant to change red when you do it, and I don't see the red for us, but the stalk is inside. So we'll just say that camp is blocked. We'll see it 1 minute, double check.
Yeah. So with that camp being blocked, it just means really bad levels for Liquid. And that's a pretty bad thing considering that they have an A as well as Earth Spirit. Earth Spirit, I feel like, has been kind of suffering in terms of level acquisition lately since the boundary rune change, and A definitely wants to get some free levels by pulling. So and at least in the off lane, as far as that's concerned, it should be a nice advantage here for VP's characters. But with mind control going to the bot lane, apparently it's not going to matter because they're going to go for an aggro try.
They're already switching it up. So the Venomancer and Ancient Apparition, always a fun combination with the chilling touch and then the early slow that can come from Matumba. Difficult to walk away, and this is the downside about Luna, right? Like, her attack range is so poor, and they're already switching the lanes. They're already TPing out. The solo, he's in a world of hurt. Rolling boulder forward, his TP, is it going to be in time? The ticks are there, and he's living at the fountain, barely.
What an escape there. I mean, Liquid was basically all set up for that. They weren't expecting to see 3 heroes top, and they saw him coming with the ward. Kuro goes to hide, and still instantly Solo knows he's in trouble. The Gale lands, and he starts his TP. Huge TP escape there by him.
Yeah, that really shows the weakness in this offlane, the fact that there is no stuns until GH can get a couple more levels. But then Liquid, they move their heroes around once more, so Talented doesn't want to be on the bottom lane by himself up against the Luna, hence he's so protected in the trees. But Miracle can have a good fun time at mid. He's going to actually level up the Phantom Rush, going in on no one with GH2. Trying to force some kind of reaction, and they get it. Solo moves to mid lane.
That's another really cool thing about them putting the PL mid that they've anticipated. Wow, that was the best doppelganger, dude. 2 wasted spells. As soon as the dagger lands, as soon as Thunderstrike is cast, he can just use doppelganger. It dispels himself, no damage. So not only does PL fit well in the matchups, but in the lanes, it's definitely the right thing to grab. He can still be right-clicked, obviously, but in terms of dispelling spells, he's in a good spot. Unless they cast twice in a row while dispel's on cooldown.
On bottom lane, Roger's a little bit too deep. He has Ensnare as well as Riptide, but this won't help. Rolling Boulder well off the mark from GH as Roger ran down south. The only way to escape, but thanks to Chilling Touch slow, Naga still on the run a long way, but they don't actually have the follow-up. Roger's going to salve and retreat.
Missed Rolling Boulder caused them to lose that kill. Maybe if Tided Gush, definitely a kill, but picks up level 2, grabs Anchor Smash, and now he's... And now his second missed kill for Liquid in another 30 seconds until they get Chilling Touch again. So AA is certainly having a bad time. He does have a sentry though, so if he places his sentry correctly, he can get a D-ward, but just past the 2-minute mark, there's very little that Kuro is going to be able to accomplish in these first 3 minutes.
Yeah, but he'll accept that. He knows the laning phase is still going to be better. Mind control up against Ramses. We talked about like that range battle for the Luna. It's terrible for her, but it's great for mind control, and the Naga couldn't really do much more apart from burn a lot of life, a lot of damage onto herself. And Matama could just sit up on this top lane. Pasha can just sit invis most definitely, so we can see that 1k strat come out, but instead he's just holding the point, so he's actually no, he's just put the second point up into Burrow Strike. So ready to be aggressive if the impulse does come for it.
I think Matoma Man will be fine here as he picks up 2 points in Poison Sting. Just very easy for him to harass his opponent. Gank's going to be coming in mid, or at least some pressure on Miracle here.
Are they waiting for it? Miracle's going to doppelganger off at least the Thunder Strike. Won't be able to doppelganger the next part. Roger, here's your glimpse back. They have Riptide as well as Ensnare. Lock down Miracle. All they try to do is bait out that doppelganger. Now Miracle needs more life, but he won't have it. No one spilling first blood onto Miracle. Support just not fast enough or effective enough from Team Liquid.
Kind of a big mistake from Miracle there. As he used Doppelganger, they're going to try to harass no one at least here.
Yep.
But he needed to either not use Doppelganger so early, or he needed to just walk away as soon as he Doppelganger. But he kind of chased after Solo to go for a right click, and as soon as the dagger landed, he was in a lot of trouble.
Now they look to go to a Solo, but Roger is back once more. The Ensnare is on GH. They change the target. The Rolling Boulder blocked by Roger. Liquid trying to help out their mid lane with PL, but it's just escalating the issue as this has turned into a tri-lane for Virtus.pro in mid lane.
And VP's just executing it perfectly. They know what Liquid is, how they're going to react, and they're just showing up at the perfect times to punish those errors when Miracle does do things like use Doppelganger. Like VP is just doing this lane harass so well. It's amazing that in games like this with some of the best, with probably the best players in the world, that they can still play each other.
The sacrifice is still coming on their side lanes. Luna at 11 CS. Compared to the 21-2 of Mind Control. And then up on top, Sand King, he's still getting a decent amount, 15-3 against the 19-5 of Venomancer. But obviously the fearful thing is Matamaman's levels.
Doesn't have to worry about Gale for a bit at least.
Yeah, so the Gale was well off target. Rolling Boulder bottom Ramses. They keep him in position to the cold feet. It should trigger. So Kuro gets the kill. Roger and Solo. They have Glimpse available, so they will get revenge. GH just cannot get away from the tower.
They might chase this.
And
They've got Glimpse.
Yeah, Mind Control knows he has to get aggressive. Yeah, she got the Anchor Smash off Roger. The cold feet tick. Kuro gets the double kill.
Oh, the
attack
salve.
from Solo. No, the salve. Kuro still doesn't have enough life to survive. Ramses will rejoin the fight as Mind Control into the trees. Burns off the Mango. Looking for a kill onto Solo. Support is there. It's going to be GH. They're both put on different targets right now, but that kick from GH, it goes through Roger as well as Solo. But it wasn't enough of a delay. Kuro will pick up Solo on the sides. He's now rotated inside AA. GH needs more space. Rolling Boulder is back off cooldown. And Roger, well, he needs to play the Fog of War, or else Roger's just going to body block it out. Kuro trying to keep Ramses at bay, but now it turns into a fight for Kuro. Now, Tidehunter return to the fight. Ramses' cold feet won't trigger, but Roger's in deep. No more man to work with. So all they got to do is keep the chase up. Chilling. Wait, no, Ramses? He turned around, one charged, had the mana for the Lucent Beam. Kuro thought he had a fight. He had Chilling Touch as well as the Ice Vortex ready to help out Mind Control.
He just didn't feel super confident about any of those kills. He was scared to commit to it, and VP again just outplaying their opponents here. Getting these little edges, but Liquid is on the board and their net worth is sitting very good. And that's mostly because Matoma Man has had a super easy game right-clicking creeps on the top lane. So while the lane rotations from the supports are not going Liquid's way, their gold on paper is good, and that just means their cores will have to transition later into pulling more weight in these fights.
And he finally hit that Gale up on top. That's why the SK TP'd all the way home 3 points up in Sting. Easy harassment. Bottom lane, however, Virtus.pro, we're going to go again. My Control still not 6, and VP trying to initiate as much as they can. Rolling Boulder through. GH looking for the kick to create a little bit more space. Hasn't thrown it out just yet. Now it comes. Both Rams and GH at Roger Corpus solo. Has the glimpse available. My Control, not enough life to survive as one loser beam will finish the job. Bakuro in through the side. The cold feet will kill off Roger. They turn their attention towards Solo as Rolling Boulder in. The supports from Team Liquid are doing it, and Solo will die inside of his own kinetic field.
Great rotation there, but it all starts off with the Tide anchor smashing as many heroes as possible. It limits VP's damage, and finally they're not able to outplay their opponents with raw damage. So great rotations from the supports on Liquid side, and they're able to catch up, and the game is very equal right now.
Roger's moved off lane. He's headed up towards the top. Able to secure the bounty runes if they actually existed. The one isn't one on the Dire side. Luna's also coming top, so it looks like VP do not want to keep that engagement going. Understandable when you got a 13-2 CS Luna. She's got 3 kills, but this may make it 4. But Tubberman needs some distance. There's 1 charges to get that Lucid Beam back off cooldown. Rolling Boulder, GH needed to get the kick a little bit earlier than that. And now he's stranded, ensnared up right under the attack of Virtus.pro. 2 heroes lost on the top while bottom lane, Ravage burn. They're trying to kill off Solo. Kuro and Mind Control combo together to make it so.
Cooldown expensive, but absolutely worth it to get the kill, because it's so early in the game that by the time the next teamfight rotation comes up, Ravage is off cooldown. And twice now I've seen Ramses barely get kills on heroes right before their raindrop comes back up. Liquid, just little fractions of seconds where they don't get the raindrop damage block and they end up going down. So still very close moments here, whether they get the kills or not.
I think on bottom lane, yeah, they're waiting for that Burrow Strike. There's no Sandstorm available for Pasha, so Ice Vortex into the cold feet. Pasha will have this click on him, and all Mind Control needs to do is just hit him once more, but no, the one charge keep him alive with a Sonic Wave! No one! TP's in and cleans up the Liquid.
A solid rotation there. Ran out of damage, and it looked like a great kill opportunity, but Sand King ends up staying alive with the Wand. Wand is like the hero of this game so far, I'm pretty sure.
Under attack.
They're trying to tick down Ramses a little bit on top, but this will be a little bit easier. Roger, well, you can Riptide all you want. They're still rolling Boulder. There's still kick available, and with the Poison Sting damage, Roger can't walk away from this fight. It's just too difficult. Down to 12 HP, and the Sting will finish the job. Matumberman claiming that one.
Gets the Bounty Rune Thief at least before he dies. Luna's just dying to Poison Sting right now randomly. Must have been a ward or something.
This is what Matumberman's been doing. We were kind of gossiping about this at the very beginning of the draft. It's like, yeah, Venomancer, he can go anywhere. Matumba just gets 4 points in Sting and wins the lane. The Plague Ward levels come back later, but it's just this pure lane harassment.
And even to kill him, it's so dangerous because you're going to be slowed for a long time as you retreat, but this is one way to do it.
Yep.
Big committal with the smoke from the tri-lane.
He just put the second point up into Plague Ward, so no Nova to give a large amount of damage back. He can Gale, he can Sting a little bit, and with the Plague Wards down, he will still actually have a decent amount of tick. And the kick, Luna Control, but the glimpse. There's always that plan B, but the silence, but Matumberman stands his ground a little bit longer. Roger has Gale and Sting on top of him. He's dying. I think he wants to be denied. Where is this? Like, is GH going to have a crack? Rolling Boulder. Roger. He uses Mirror Image trying to dodge the damage. Ramp won't be so lucky. Team Liquid get both of them on top. A big streak to end as well. 5 times.
Same thing we saw last time when Matumberman played Venomancer. He gets killed in some of these ganks, but even without his ultimate, he just does so much damage.
Burrow Strike into Epicenter Mind Control. He gets the Anchor Smash off 2 seconds before Ravage comes back off cooldown. It wouldn't have helped him anyway.
But now worths across the board, still looking very even. The cores on VP are stronger, but their supports are bottom all the way at the very bottom.
It's a double smoke gank from both VP and Liquid, and both the smokers will run into each other. GH seeing Solo and Roger, taking half a second to react, but gets the kick and a cold feet. They're hoping to pick up Solo, because he's the man that's going to glimpse him back into the fight. No one prepping Sonic Wave. The 2 of them bring him back in, and that timing.
That was just so perfectly executed. And instantly they smoke. I think that was even in Vision here. Invis Rune is bottled, and they'll shift over. We'll see if Matumberman will back up in time, but he's got a Hood of Defiance now, so it's even harder for him to get killed here. And there's a lot of magic damage coming from VP's side. If they don't overkill him with something like Eclipse, I just don't see Veno dying in these little 2 or 3 man skirmishes right now.
Mind Control.
Before backup.
They wrap around. Ramsey as well as Pasha came in through the Radiant Jungle. Mind Control. Well, if he just burns his ultimate, it's going to help him. Well, not at all, because no one's coming to help him. They just accept the fact Eclipse is burned.
And Mind Control does this a lot. Just goes to his lane, pushes it out, forces these rotations, and it does give his team some time. And normally I'd say it's okay, but in that moment where they also reacted to the other potential rotation, I think this was a rare time where we needed Mind Control to sit back and just play defensive to maximize what Liquid is trying to get.
Yep. But now, it's the top tier 1 tower. That's the objective of Team Liquid. No one's just been having such a great game. He's 2 levels in front of Miracle at the moment. Number 1 on the net worth.
He's got 5 kills.
Yep.
At 11 minutes. That's incredible. And he's been a part of 7 kills. Just having a really good game here. If he can transition this well into a fast Orchid, that is the death of PL, if he can start finding PL early. Because it's a long time until he finishes some item that's going to keep him alive, such as Manta style. So the faster the Orchid that he gets, this is really dangerous for Liquid.
He's going for the defensive Yule Scepter to begin with. Understandable with so much silence and dot, but Pasha, Fire Strike comes in, nice kick, but the wall as well as the storm from Solo. They get caught, sending the ground. Miracle copying a lot more damage. Doppelganger's away from the ensnares. Matumament right in the thick of it. The Song of the Siren trying to reset from Roger, but Solo is currently ticking out. He needs a denial. Both Pasha and Solo, they're both licking their wounds as they move back behind the tower. Roger cannot escape. Down the bottom, he'll try and bail out. Won't happen, but Solo ticks out underneath the tier 2 tower. Pasha was able to survive. You really feel that damage output from the Venomancer, and it's going to get worse when the Veil of Discord gets completed.
It's just working so well. Ice Blast almost catched his Pasha here as Kuro's looking for that snag. He also misses no one. That would have been an amazing double kill. But either way, it's just so straightforward for Liquid to take team fights. Drop the ulti, attack each person once. The Plague Wards are nice, but they're more of a way to deliver the Poison Sting, and he just collects items. And he gets this decent early game. It's very reminiscent of the previous match he played. He got pressured more that game, but he just still does so much with the levels.
Here's your TP coming in from SK. No Blink Dagger available yet, so Pasha wants to defend, but there are a lot of friends around here. Observer Ward gives perfect vision for Team Liquid. The Rock.
It's a hard one. They see
prepared. Yeah, they pinged it.
This is one thing that you can sometimes see in darkness without having vision.
Is the Rock?
I think so, because I don't believe they should have had vision in that
Pasha
area.
hit by the Gale, rolling ball. They need that silence out. No one. Ravage combining, clips the back line, which was Solo. The Pasha, they know he's in the trees. Fire strikes up the hill. Matumman, quick Plague Ward will give him the extra vision. But the death of the Queen of Pain means the Virtus.pro really don't have a fight.
By far the best hero to catch. 5 kills. The killing spree goes over to Mind Control, and now he's just super caught up. Approaching the core level farm on the enemy heroes, and as they get more and more hoods, it's even harder for VP to get these kills. They had such good rotations in the early game, and a blink is going to make a big difference here for Pasha, but they don't quite have the easy kill follow-up that you normally see out of a hero like Ancient Apparition. So it's going to require things like Queen of Pain ulti, like Luna ulti, to actually secure some of these rotations in the mid game, and it might give VP a hard time.
Wondering if Luna's actually be able to fight. But she's going to get burnt out pretty quickly once this diffuser play is completed on Miracle, and it's coming a lot faster just because of the space he had on top while Liquid were fighting in the mid lane.
He's still got a ways to go though. He just started it essentially. Still needs another 2k gold or so. But I think the hero of the game so far has definitely been GH. He's landing some huge silences on the whole fight. I mean, it's forcing the Queen of Pain down this Yule's path so that she does feel like she can contribute and stay alive. And landing his disables and getting levels has been giant. He's 1, 5, and 9. Couple deaths, but
going after Matumman, he didn't actually get that Hood of Defiance off to start with, and then they put him inside the wall. 14-1 charges. Venomancer can survive through this and potentially even Nova. But the rest of Liquid, they don't have time to fight. When the storm ends, the Eclipse reveals the dead Venomancer.
But that's 3 big ultimates. Just secure the kill. Pasha's in trouble. Kuro knew where he'd be. Down to the shrine to heal.
And he gets away with murder.
Efficiency comes to hurt Roger in that moment. But it took so many resources just to kill the Venomancer there. It's a big kill, but if it takes 3 ultimates and they all have long cooldowns, how can you transition this?
Bottom lane, they're going to go after Mind Control. He's finished his own Hood of Defiance, so no one as well as Solo. They can glimpse him back. Support's coming over in the form of Miracle, so Mind Control will sit in the tree line. He doesn't have Ravage available, but here comes GH2. VP, this took too long. They're going to actually get punished on the bottom lane. Ramses wants to help out, but they can't do so when they've lost Solo. No one a defensive blink. It's on the cards to get back to the tier 2 tower, but with this kill, maybe now Liquid have the confidence to push forward. They have a full pipe on the Tidehunter and Ravage off cooldown in 5 seconds time. The team fight is most definitely theirs if they take it.
He's got a clarity as well to buff up the mana he needs. They're able to push, and it's so hard to take these fights because there's just Plague Wards completely blanketing the whole area nearby. So even approaching from side angles is so dangerous. Like outside of Naga Siren ulti into Disruptor ultimate, it's very difficult for VP to win these team fights when you have to deal with Tidehunter Ravage, Veno stuff, and even like Earth Spirit reacting with AoE silences.
There's that downside about the SK too, like, hey, I want to use a Blink Dagger, but it's just not possible. So yeah, you need those big ultimates to work. Middle lane Ice Blast is on the way. It's just Liquid trying to ensure they can get that momentum swinging back the opposite direction as they do take the tier 2 tower on bottom.
It just really discounts how good Sand is going to be. Well, when you have to deal with hoods, it looks like
Solo.
that hero.
He just came out to go on a warding mission. Observer and Sentry was in his hands. But he had no idea that Liquid were there. Pasha, he just walked straight past Mind Control to Burrow Strike the wave.
He knows where they are. He knows where they're going to go next. The next closest hero was him. It's time to leave and go top. So.
Roger's also looking to creep skip. Like, he's just sitting between the towers. They are really trying to create some space for Ramses to come online. And it wouldn't be the first time we've seen a Luna behind and then just come back. We had it in the previous series.
I think there's some potential of that, but it's so hard against this much magic resistance because that is Luna's one way to just kind of blow up more heroes than she probably should. Her right clicking is strong, but Eclipse is usually the big damage dealer. And with a hood and a pipe already finished, it's going to be hard.
There's so many Liquid coming under the cover of smoke.
Breaks. They might find her.
Yeah, Ramsey's already starting his TP. Pasha blinks the opposite direction. Burrow strikes up the hill. The silence was nice from GH. And the kick! The Ronaldo of Team Liquid. And they will look to take that tier 2 tower. No SK and no fight for Virtus.pro. They creep skip the mid.
And this is the best they can do right now. They can't even clear the creep waves very easy with these. So Liquid just keeps continuing to group up as 5 and push down towers. And VPs, they can look at this, but they can't really take the fight. Split pushing is the best they can do, but they're so worried right now. Because if they do get caught, no one can split push because he can Eul's himself and then blink out. But a lot of the other heroes on his team are super vulnerable to these kinds of counter ganks. So Liquid just gets to do what they want, which is pushing towers and accelerating into items that are going to make a difference.
Yep. They'll have both Greaves as well as Pipe.
They got 2 pipes now, actually.
They're just going to, like, just stack them.
Yeah. The actives...
Well, don't stack them. Just chain them.
The aura, I believe, does not stack, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, you can recast the barrier now, as long as the first one is gone. So, and now Tide's just going to go for mech and pipe. I think this is a great idea, or mech and Greaves. It's a great idea just because they're already difficult to kill with the overwhelming magic damage from VP's side. They can just build against it, and if they can just keep their whole team alive, they should be able to easily overwhelm them in damage output. The only hero that's really kind of squishy is maybe AA, but he's queuing up a Glimmer Cape now, so as long as his positioning is good, it's going to be really hard for VP to get these hero pickoffs, which is basically what heroes like Queen of Pain, that's their strength. So it's terrible position for VP at the moment.
Yep. I'm actually wondering that if no one has to change his item build, because he is still looking to pick up that Orchid, but is it going to be too late to be effective? Do you just get Aghanim? Do you try and slow down the push? Do you look for something else?
It's kind of hard to say, I guess. Orchid would let him get solo pickoffs, but Liquid is not going to be moving solo at many stages of the game, and Orchid is also preventable by magic damage block, so GH doesn't find him. But
he had no information to find him.
I mean, he's almost got his Blink Dagger. He'll be able to kill him next time.
Matumba is farming an Ancient stack on the Dire side underneath the Dire ward. And he should still probably feel pretty safe. Unlike the Naga Siren, Roger has really been pushing the issue a little bit too much in mid, so trying to get out of this, but it won't happen. My Control gets the pickup. No one looking to jump onto Matumba mid. SK's coming over too. They need that blink into Burrow Strike. Hold him there. Sonic Wave committal, but Matumba both pipe and one charges. The Ice Blast will connect onto Pasha. No one. He's chilled.
So
and
dead.
actually, with the Sting, he's got Poison Nova and Poison Sting. Solo wants to deny him. He's looking for the right timing, but it's so difficult when the Ice Blast is on him. GH, he'll get the kick, but get it glimpsed away. It's buying time for Kuro to move up with Mind Control. Solo starting his TP. You are not burning Ravage for that. Let the kill go.
The Eul Scepter looks so good, but the Shatter debuff still gets placed on him while he's in the air. And with the poison damage follow-up, there was no opportunity of solution there.
The ping's coming out for Roshan.
I mean, it's that control period. We're basically seeing a flip version of the game last game. I mean, VP's surprisingly got a lot of kills here, but does not feel like the game is within their control. But finally finding Veno when he was solo, that's a great grab. It does give VP some gold back in their advantage, and the Orchid purchase continues for Queen of Pain, so that'll just be a little easier next time.
Yeah, I'm not certain they're going to be too happy. All the money went into the Sand King. It's going to give him a 4-star, but they would have really loved the Luna to have that BKB She's getting closer, and then Ramses becomes a little bit more of a stable element in the fights.
Yeah, he can actually jump in. I mean, if he doesn't have BKB, he's just going to get ravaged into killed.
Roger, Song of the Siren trying to stop the fun. He just walks up
so
the river. GH
dangerous.
is staying with him with a blink forward. Rolling boulder. Roger can't get the ensnare off. There's a quick glimpse from Solo, but it will not create enough space. At least not around Roshan. It's buying space for Pasha to pressure the top tower. Ramses, get the hell out of there. You're underneath Radiant Vision.
Yeah, we'll go back into base at least, but very easy to kill Naga without his TP up or Blink Dagger. The top tower is very easily pressured here, but Pasha is still scared to commit, and it's not worth his time anyway, so it's time to get back and defend. But there's no Song of the Siren. There's no Epicenter for 10. There's no Scream of Sonic Wave for 25 either, so
Yep.
hard to
So
defend
all
this.
they can do is just push the side lanes, but they know they can
Okay.
fight this one because you've got the mech coming in for mind control. So Solo is just getting ripped apart by the illusions of Team Liquid, and they know they can take more. Like they can on the bottom lane. Ramses forced into a 10-second defensive BKB. He wants to fight, but it's so damn hard. He's popped the Mask of Madness. Cannot eclipse, and Liquid are already disengaging back to the tier 3 tower. I say back to the tier 3 tower, still their front line. Pasha
Dude.
scattered the Observer Ward, saw him in the back lines. A quick blink away. He'll dodge the kick of GH.
They are unkillable right now. That Static Storm did 0 damage. There's 2 pipes and now a hood on the Phantom Lancer. They know that all of the damage is magic. That's the only way that VP gets back in the game right now. So if they just all tank up, they're just going to overwhelm their opponents, walk them down slowly.
And they almost got to catch him when the pipes are down. You've got 28 seconds before... Actually, no, Veno's still got his. Matumba's still got his up and running. So you can ensnare all you want, wait for the epicenter. Pasha's in a really good jump position. The back line, Sonic Wave goes to work. Here comes Pasha with a Burrow Strike forward, but all the damage is instantly repaired. Pasha can't do anything. They've lost no 1-2. There's just nothing in the tank for Virtus.pro. That's Miracle. Manages to mow down Roger, run back to Fountain. It is the only safe place for Virtus.pro right now. They will lose 2 lanes of racks here at least. The pipe's already back off cooldown for mind control.
I mean, they got like 2 of them right there. They'll be back
Yep.
at some point. And the bot Rax is being pressured. It's very likely to fall. Pasha does not have his ultimate here. Sitting on the sideline, maybe looking to do some kind of a combo, but they don't have Eclipse.
Yeah, with what?
They've got Static Storm.
Ramses is even
But-
leaving. He's leaving the base out through the mid lane to try and push it back out. I think they just accept the fact this bottom lane of Rax is gone. Solo can glimpse and potentially get some kind of like exit kill on Team Liquid, but this is assuming that Team Liquid even want to leave.
I mean, I
They're
think
very comfortable where they are.
what Liquid realized this game is that the damage output of VP was very clearly magic damage,
Mm-hmm.
and they're also pretty cooldown reliant, and there's physical on Luna, but it takes like 2 or 3 items for her to reach anything resembling a Terrorblade's level of damage, so they kind of got hard committed here to this magic damage, and then Liquid's just overwhelming them with farm and the right items.
Roger, look for the song combination with Solo, and now they can potentially catch out 3, but no, Mind Control is just walking out of range of it.
Got
The
Meteor.
kick stopping Roger, and finally the Song of the Siren will turn off. That's not the best combination, but it's Greaves. It's all the life. Roger can't do anything. GH, as she survives the attack, no one can't even get the kill. They cannot take the game. VP realize this and call the good game.